YouTube, social media world? It's your boy AnonymousBased, and I'm biggity back with a new reaction video. This time I'm here with something brand new from It's Complicated. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a like, share it with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites, and if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section. So, we are here with something brand new from It's Complicated. Shout out to you, brother. And the name of this video is called TradCons. Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
As a man, right, your job is to protect and provide. Okay. That is your fucking job. That's your duty. And you can't sit there and expect a lady to be traditional to you if you're not going to be a traditional man. That's how I look at it, right?
Okay.
We are going out of our way and giving up our lives to protect and provide.
A good man wants to provide for his woman. He wants to pay for dinner. He wants to pay for the house. He wants to pay for the cars. He wants to take care of it so that he can have a soft, loving woman at home.
Okay. But she has to be worthy of it, though. That's the key.
What is a religious TradCon, and what role do they play in the men's movement?
So I guess we're talking about like a Ben Shapiro type, you know.
A religious TradCon is somebody who traditionally follows religious values to the T, and they're very much a Bible thumper.
I think they want to keep men traditional, like the hard-working man, always working on yourself type man. You know, you got to have a hard-working job. In their eyes, traditional.
How many red pill creators can you think of that don't lean traditional?
When it comes to ideas for your bath project, you have options within options at Floor & Decor.
I really can't think of any.
So is it safe to say that the red pill caters to TradCons?
Yeah, definitely.
What is gynocentrism?
Well, in a sense, yeah.
It is where you kind of pedestalize women over men.
Right.
Probably where you put women on a pedestal or treat women nicely. Simping, I guess it would be called in new terminology.
Oh, I know gyno has something to do with the breasts. So gynocentrium, maybe centralization of the woman's bosoms. I don't know.
Gynocentrism basically means a society that pedestalizes women.
Yes.
It caters to women.
So I was very close.
Is gynocentrism good or bad, and why?
Gynocentrium is bad because it fills the woman's head up too big for size.
It benefits women. You get the chivalry. You get the treatment, the princess treatment or red carpet treatment. And I think it's bad for men because there's literally nothing and there's no return on investment for you. It's just you being a nice person or treating her nicely instead of treating yourself nicely.
What are your thoughts on the following statement? Traditionalism and feminism are two sides of the same gynocentric coin.
I think it's kind of valid because at the end of the day, you know, they want the same outcome. You know, they want men to be macho men, you know, the tradition.
So, this idea that traditionalism and feminism are on both sides of the same gynocentric coin, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. And the reason I disagree with that is because on the traditional side, both parties benefit from one another. So the woman does things out of respect and admiration for the man as far as her gender role is concerned, and then in return, the guy is offering up something in exchange for that same respect. So he does things out of respect for the woman, and the woman does things out of respect for the man. So both parties are mutually benefiting. Whereas on the feminism side, it's only a one-way. It's only a one-way give and a one-way take. So it's only the man giving, and it's only the woman taking, and only the woman is benefiting from it, and the man is sacrificing and giving up more than what he's supposed to for nothing in return. So they're not two sides of the same gynocentric coin. There's only one side of it, and that's the feminist side.
Traditional man, you know, the go work out, the 1% man, you know, and at the end of the day, they're going to blame you for your shortcomings. So
why are men still expected to provide for women who can provide for themselves and are celebrated for it?
Oh, that's a great question. I honestly feel like it's a man's role to provide for a woman. But if the woman is completely stable, I feel like there should be a 50-50.
Oh, there you
but
go.
It depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
Okay.
The requirements of a woman and double standards. You know, a woman is not gonna,
There you go.
no matter how much she makes or what she does for a living, usually she's gonna want a man to take care of all those needs.
Exactly.
Women actually do want somebody that's like a protector and a provider. No matter how much they say they don't need one or they don't want one, it's like they actually like crave that. So I think that's probably why. Because me as a person with my own money, I don't look for anybody to kind of like save me when I'm in trouble or bail me out of financial situations.
Right.
Isn't telling men that they have a masculine duty to protect and provide for women really just telling men to be gynocentric?
Yes, I think so, because
I don't know.
telling
about
a man that he has to do this in order to have a companion is kind of like almost like slavery, if you think about it, somewhat, because it's like you have to do this without anything in return. Like, don't expect.
So that point is not necessarily true, because if women are saying that they want these guys that are at the top, their actions always prove the opposite. Because if you really think about this, these women that have these super high standards, you can defeat them with one question. Did you lose your virginity to a man that met those standards? And they're always going to say no. So when they say no, then the follow-up question is, okay, well then where did these standards come from if that's not the type of guy that you saved your virginity for?
To get the same treatment, don't expect to have life be put on easy mode for you, you know? And not saying that that's what it should be, but I think men should have the right to choose in most situations.
So why are we advocating for the very thing we're complaining about?
Again, societal norms you looked at as weak if you're a man and you're asking for equality, or you have standards that you've set in place.
That's not true either.
Weak or things of that nature. And I don't think men want to be called weak, you know?
Why is the manosphere advocating for the very thing that they're complaining about?
We're not.
I honestly don't know. I honestly really cannot answer that.
We're not.
I really can't. I do get what you're saying. Like, they advocate, like, why should I pay this? But then they say if you don't pay it, then you're not an alpha male or whatever.
Do you believe the God, man, woman, child hierarchy? And if so, should everyone be held to that standard when we're trying to promote gender equality?
Not if we're trying to promote gender equality, because it goes God, man, woman, child, and if that's the case, then I'm supposed to be the head, end-all, be-all, judge, jury, and executioner, and at the end of the day, it should be a couple things. Like, we're in this together in life, especially if we have children in it. We're supposed to be able to make decisions with each other, make decisions for each other, but with each other in mind, you know? It's not supposed to be a me, my, I type thing.
Yes, it's a give and take.
Ours.
It's a give and take.
Society doesn't think like that anymore.
Isn't religion the original patriarchal structure?
Yeah,
it is.
It is, unfortunately, and I grew up in a religious household for my adolescence. It's a man providing everything for the woman and child, as well as his community. So that people have benefit. Women, children definitely benefit from that patriarchal religious aspect. Though the women are protected, the children are raised with however they want to be raised.
So why are feminists blaming all men for what religion is trying to push?
That's a great question, and that's something I can't answer. But I know that I'm a firm believer of Christ, and whatever he had written down is how we should be acting.
What are the qualities of a high-value man according to most women?
Loyalty, 6 figures, handsome, in shape.
According to those standards, would Jesus Christ be considered a high-value man?
Yes.
Nope.
Jesus Christ had 6 figures?
Oh, no, besides 6 figures.
Do TradCons believe that men should be like Jesus, sacrificial, while women should be like the Virgin Mary?
They usually do.
Do TradCons believe in this?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Why is there more religious pressure on men to be leaders than there's religious pressure on women to be virgins?
Because it is always been a stricter and harder world for the man, so they know that if they put the world on our shoulders, it'll either make us or break us. So therefore, the man is always treated unfairly and worse.
If the Bible holds men more accountable than women, how are religious TradCons any better than the feminists who always blame men?
I don't think either
They're
one
not.
is any better because
They're
they
not.
want the same outcome, is to blame men for every shortcoming that they experience in life. You know, there's no God in the message anymore.
If religious people don't shame, where does all this weak men and slut shaming come from?
4! This is golf, and this is Golf Superstore, the only place
Social media in modern times, making it okay to be overly provocative or super sexually active.
That definitely comes from religion. I think people that aren't religious, they kind of like took it on, but I think that definitely comes from religion.
So-called religious person does not shun or shame anyone, but people do not follow the religion for what the writings and teachings actually say. They follow the tradition.
Why should biology or religion dictate a man's gender role any more than a woman's role?
I don't know if it should dictate your role, because at the end of the day, you could be your own type of person, and you know, I could be a man who doesn't like to take out the trash. She could be a woman who doesn't like to do housework chores. We are all our own individuals.
What do women provide that justifies a man risking his life?
Shit. I mean, when you really think about it, it's just love. When you love somebody.
Well, then why aren't women expected to be protectors for men the same way that men do that for women?
Yeah, exactly.
That is definitely a great question, bro. Like, that is definitely some shit right there. I ain't gonna lie.
If religion is a choice, why isn't protecting women also a choice?
It is a choice.
Has it set up to where, I think it goes back to the gynocentrism thing again. We help women. You know, you see a woman in need, you see a woman who needs assistance. You as a man, you're supposed to reach out a helping hand or protect or whatever that case. So societal norms, I think.
Why doesn't a woman feel the same obligation to help a man?
Because I feel like they think that we are stronger than them, so that we can just handle things by ourselves without any else's intervention.
Why would it matter if you're a man or a woman? If you want to provide, shouldn't that be a personal choice?
Nah, it's a man's role to do that. If a woman deems that she wants to help support, that's one thing. But her trying to take on the masculine role, that's incorrect.
I could agree with that.
In a country of religious freedom, why are people's beliefs being forced onto others?
I have no idea, but everybody should be entitled to their own beliefs, because it's not law, it's just beliefs. Everybody should be entitled to their own.
I think because a majority of the country is that way, so like they're trying to push. I honestly don't know, because being real, I honestly don't know. I think that's just how the cookie crumbled.
Religion is the most important thing that you should factor into your life. Whether you're atheist or not, you have to believe in a higher power. That's my personal opinion.
What's the difference between telling feminists facts don't care about your feelings and telling TradCons facts don't care about your faith?
Oof. I don't think there really is a difference. You know, they're both basically telling you, no matter what the outcome is, it's your fault, even if it's really not your fault. And again, people shouldn't feel bad for having shortcomings in life, because it's life. But those two movements are basically blaming you as a man, usually, at the end of the day. So I don't think it's any different.
It's really nothing. Like, it's really nothing, nothing much different.
So then don't feminists and religion both control men?
Nah, I mean, it depends.
Nah,
If
no.
you're talking in general, yes. But
certain
I don't think
aspects,
that it can,
yeah,
like, I don't
but
let
in general, no.
religion, like I just said, I'm not a religious person, and I'm not going to let a woman control me.
Do you think any man would get married thinking he's marrying the wrong woman?
No, I think that's why a man would get married.
Nah, they
in the first
go
place,
into it
because he
thinking that
thinks
they're
it's
with the right
woman.
person.
You usually don't marry a woman with the indication that you think she's wrong. That's why you marry. You think she's the right woman.
So why did TradCons tell men to find the right woman and they won't have to worry about divorce?
Because at the end of the day, it's just putting blame on men.
Yep.
It's all the same stuff. It's no accountability put on the other, gender.
Damn, son, where'd you
blame
find
men at the end of the
this?
day.
Don't religious people also get divorced?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Depending how strong their belief is,
they
some
do.
people believe that divorce is a sin.
Would the same apply to women if divorce was illegal? Just find the right man and you don't have to worry. Would those terms be acceptable to women?
No,
Nope.
because women are gonna give reasons in their mind of
Trying to leave.
why they left
Yep.
or why they, it gives them the reason why they did it, what they did, like leaving. So like cheating or being neglected financially, it's just things that make it easier for them to leave. So I don't.
Why do TradCons tell men to be a man while feminists tell men it's okay to cry but want to drink male tears?
At the end of the day, women are usually gonna use your openness as a weapon, as ammunition to use against you, and the men are just gonna tell you, the TradCon people are just gonna tell you to, yo, man up. So it's the same thing. It's just a way to blame men for everything.
Why do TradCons assume every man wants to be traditionally masculine, and if they don't want to be, that automatically makes them weak?
Well, it depends on the mental capacity of a man.
Okay.
Whether he's able to take pressure or not.
I could agree with
In
that.
this role, I think it's a respecting. Like, nobody wants to be looked at as like weaker than or like less than.
Yeah.
So I think that
I could agree
maybe
with that.
That's because I know everybody isn't just like super masculine. Like I'm not a super masculine guy, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like let anybody like kind of disrespect me or anything like that. It's about respect more.
Right.
I guess it's because they don't look outside of their perspective of what a man is. A man is different in every man's, mind. So I think everybody should be entitled to have their own opinion on what's masculine and what's not. Your opinion on what's masculine is probably different on what's my opinion as what's masculine.
Right.
And if you don't want to be traditionally masculine, why does that automatically make you weak?
Because that's how society will look at you. Not only women, but especially men. Men will definitely shame other men for being
absolutely.
weak in their eyes because they don't fit their preset of what a man is.
What business do they have imposing that on a men's movement?
To gain financial, usually some financial gain. Usually they want to get the males to go along with what they're saying. So again, it's an ego stroke. So you can, feed into whatever narrative they trying to send you, and also you can buy their stuff like a book or subscribe to a class or course or something like that. I don't think it's really trying to advocate for men like health or well-being or anything.
That's not always
like that.
true.
Safety.
That's not always true.
Why would it matter if you're a man or a woman? If you want to provide, shouldn't that be a personal choice?
No, because nature wouldn't have gotten as far as we've got.
Would you rather women go back to the way they used to be before feminism, or would you rather be liberated from your masculine duties?
Oh, most definitely the original way, because that's how it's stated in the Bible. Women are put on this planet to serve men.
Hey, I can't argue with that.
Now, it's not something that I'm saying. It's written in the Bible.
I can't debate that.
I definitely want my men to be masculine, so I would rather go back to cooking and cleaning than have my husband be a pussy.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather women go back to not to say it like that. Like I like the fact that they can get a job and do whatever they want. I don't like the mindset of it all. Like, I don't need a man. Like if women went back to I need a man, like we need the family, like I would definitely rather go back to that than just absolve myself of any duty as a man.
Is the goal of the men's movement to put women back into their traditional role, or to liberate men from their traditional role?
I think it's probably more to put women back in their traditional role, and also to make men, to put men in their traditional role, which I feel like is at the end of the day is still like slavery, because if you're expected to provide and protect as the man, what do you get? Who's providing for you? There's nobody. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be God, man, woman, and stuff like that. But sometimes, let's be realistic. God can't give you everything.
Isn't that the difference between a TradCon versus a men's rights advocate?
Yeah, I think the
Kind of.
TradCon people just want not only to stroke the male ego, but to feed off of that. And men rights advocacy people usually are trying to not only bring attention to issues important to men, but they're trying to usually have solutions for it, as opposed to
The happier the home loan experience, the happier the home. Go to mortgagematchup.com to find a home loan expert.
as opposed to where the red pill people are usually just being extremists on their idealists, on their ideas.
I disagree
sometimes,
with that.
in most cases.
Nah.
That's the main difference.
Why were the TradCons never an issue when it came to women's liberation, but they are when it comes to men's liberation?
That's crazy. It is true though. Like when we talk about getting women's rights, like there was a lot of men that played a part in helping out, and there's a lot even to this day. Like men vouch for women and stick up for women all the time, but as soon as a man sticks up for another man, or a woman even sticks up for a man, they're demonized. I don't get it, but it is what it is, kind of, I guess.
Doesn't that prove that TradCons catered to feminism and allowed it to get worse?
Maybe.
Nah.
Yes, I think it
I don't
kind
know
of
about
feeds
that.
into it. The whole idealism that chivalry is dead, and that's still kind of what the world works on today. Chivalry. Me opening car doors, me walking on the right side of the street, all that stuff is chivalrous, but people will tell you it doesn't exist.
Doesn't that prove that religious people catered to feminism and
Yes.
allowed it to get worse?
Yes. Because destroying a woman will destroy the man. Messing a woman up will mess up the man.
Well,
Because
that I agree with.
Oh yeah. So nowadays, if you listen to of course not biblically, right? Biblically, actually it's the opposite. Christ is the head, then it's man, then it's women, etc., then children, right? But nowadays, I mean, if you want your church to make more money, then yeah, you kind of have to cater to what society is promoting. So if it's feminism that's
good
making
point.
the money, then if I'm a false prophet, then I'm going to just say whatever they want to hear, so I
Good
can just
point,
bring in
good
more
point.
bigger congregation. So that offering bucket looks kind of good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And why are the TradCons now fighting against the men who are trying to make conditions better?
I say they refuse to live in the reality that times have changed. I think it's people hate change. Change is a scary thing. So 50s, 60s, they're still kind of stuck in that mindset. Of course, there's some traditional values from back then that still work today, but for the most part, you got to adjust or you're going to die.
Yeah.
That will mess up everything. That will mess up their money because there's a market targeted for women. That will mess up
That's true.
A large percentage of women's mindset, which
Yeah.
once again will mess with the market, the social media, the things they want to do.
Yeah.
They collapse their whole system. I think them doing what they're doing with women is a part of their system, just like everything else.
All right. Good point. All right. Okay, man. Shout out to It's Complicated for coming through with another 5 video called TradCons. Okay, so my impressions on this video. This one was a really good topic to kind of dive into because you get to kind of peel back the layers and try to get to the root of people's thought processes as far as the dynamics in relationships are concerned. One thing I like about this is that with the men in this video, with the exception of the one woman, well, she's on our side. What I like about this video is that the men were able to come to some sort of common ground about how things are supposed to be, at least on the male side, whether they're religious or not. They all agree they can agree to a general idea of how men are supposed to move and how men are supposed to operate. And that's what I like about these types of conversations. We don't have to always agree on all the nuances of how we think and how we move. But if we can have a general foundation of what we think and we can get down to the root of everything, that's where everything stems from. And then you can kind of branch out and go your own way. I really like these types of conversations because it brings a lot of men together from different walks of life, different religious backgrounds, different upbringings, all that type of stuff, and we can have good conversations. And shout out to the chick that was advocating for the men too. She was like, "Hey man, I want my man to be strong. I want my man to be masculine, and I want my man to lead." Hey, shout out to her. But overall, it was a great video. I love the questioning. I disagree with a couple of the points about the traditionalism versus the feminism. That was really the only feedback I really had as far as the overall concept of the conversation is concerned. But other than that, great video, great interview, great questioning. Always have a place on this channel. So I give one last shout out to It's Complicated. And that is pretty much my reaction, man. So if you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section, man. It's your boy AnonymousBased. Peace.